All right, now fellas, I never went over this. I just want to do it real quick. These should be in your notebook. This is from last week. First, go to page 203. I want you to look on page 203 at 39 to 45. Now, look there, and then go in your notebook. This should be in your notebook. You see what's there? Page 203, 39 to 45. I assigned those to you last week. I said just do them in your notebook. Most of you got them done right in class. I never collected it from you. I just said to put it in your notebook. So can you go in your notebook to where those are? They should be in there. Page 203, 39 to 45 is what I'm looking at. 39 to 45. And I'm gonna do one here just to refresh your memory, because there will be a part on the test tomorrow where you got to do this. These weren't very difficult. Okay, now, are you all there? Page 203. I'm looking at 39 to 45. Here's number 40. Remember, all this stuff, all the summer difference formulas, all the double angle formulas will be printed out and given to you. You'll have all that. So this is number 40. If I say find this, that's your U and that's your V. So now, if you did this, it should be right in front of you there. Can one of you tell me what to write down here? See, now the 90 degrees is the U and the theta is the V. There's the formula. I wrote it up there. So just tell me what to write down first. Fellas, I covered this with you. It's already assigned. You should have it there. Now, if you didn't do it, that's your fault. Rob.
Cosine of 90 degrees times cosine of theta plus sine of 90 degrees times sine of theta.
Do you remember all this was? And I just wrote this up here again. 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. We've been through it a million times. The zeros, the ones, the negative ones, and all that. What's the cosine of 90? Now, if you did the homework assignment, it's right there in your notebook. It's cosine of 90 degrees. Adam?
0.
So this is 0 times the cosine of theta plus, what's the sine of 90 degrees? Jack? 1 times the sine of theta. So the final answer to this is just what? And you're done. It's like one line of work and you go to the answer. Howard?
Sine of theta.
Does anyone have a question on those kind? I'm going to give you a couple of those on the test. It won't take you very long to do it. Remember, on this test, you've got to know your special angles. The 30s, the 45s, and the 60s too. I'll get to that in a minute. So here, I'm just going to read these to you then. The answer to 39 was cosine of theta. Now if you did it, it should be right there. 40 I just did on the board. 41 was negative cosine of theta. 42 was negative sine of theta. 43 was cosine of theta. 44 was negative sine of theta. 45 was negative cosine of theta. And weren't there a few more I gave you there? What were the numbers after that? Wasn't there a few on page 209?
No.
Somebody? When you do this part of the test, remember that the angle that's in there, it could be 90, it could be 180, it could be 270, it could be 360, it could be 0, it could be any of these. Just watch your signs. Yes?
Could it be like 90 and 180?
It's going to only be one or the other. One of them. Are you on page 203?
Yeah, like, will it ever be 90 minus 180 or whatever? Or
No.
There was always
No, look, there's always going to be a theta in there. Yeah, just like you see in your book, 39 to 45. All right? That should be the easiest part of the whole test. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this. Now, okay, now, let's see here. right, now you're being directed to e-backpack, I believe. Right? Okay, now you're going to e-backpack. All right, take out the 4 problems that are due today. Just take them out. Take out the 4 problems that I gave you. Okay, I want you to go to number 14. You need to pay attention here because you're going to see something like this on the test. Here it is, right here. Here's 14. I gave you 8, 9, 10, and 14 was the homework. And for this 14, I said to find this and to find this. Guys, don't screw up the quadrant. What quadrant you in this problem? Look at the info. Tan is positive, the sign is negative. Where are you at? You got to know where you're at. What quadrant are you in? John? 3. Now, we come over here. Like that. And remember, for the doubles, I mean, I don't care which one you use, but I kind of like to use this one all the time. That's what I was doing yesterday. Now, I'm going to have it written right on the test. I showed you one of these on the board yesterday. What did I tell you to use when they give you tan? And this is the last thing I showed you yesterday. You don't want to mess this up. Max?
R squared.
No, but I said to use what to do the problem. It was right in your notebook when I did it yesterday. Use, Nathan,
X, Y, R.
use the values of X, Y, and R. So this is tan. What's the trig definition for tan? With the X's, Y's, and R's. Come on, I showed you one of these on the board. Rob. Y over X. So if it's 5/3, and you got to be on the ball here. If it's Y over X, you got to be careful here. A lot of people mess this up. What are the X and Y values? Be careful. I'm saying this for a reason here. It says the tan of X is 5/3. Trig definition for tan is Y over X. My question is, what are these two numbers? Be careful. I'm telling you to be careful for a reason here. Let's see if you caught this. What's the matter? What's the value of X and Y? That's what I need to know. Wow. There's only 2 possible answers. One's right and one's wrong. Rob.
-5, -3.
Good. Pay attention here now. Why are those negative values? Because I got a feeling most of you said it was a 5 and a 3. Am I right? A number of you probably said Y was 5 and X was 3. Tell me why Y is -5 and X is -3. What's the reason? Still don't know? Why do those have to be negative? Jack? Because you're in the 3rd quadrant. Look. You're in the 3rd quadrant. If you're in the 3rd quadrant, isn't X negative and Y negative? Now do you see why I'm saying that? It makes perfect sense now, right? So they're negative values. How do you find R? How do you find the R value if you know X and Y? Well, I did this with you yesterday. How do you find the R value? How's X, Y, and R related? What's that little equation? David?
R squared equals X squared plus Y squared.
R squared equals X squared plus Y squared. So R squared equals 9 plus 25. So it looks like R squared is 34. So it looks like R is radical 34. Do you all see that? Now, look what they're asking you to find. This and this. But you can't find those until you, somebody, continue the problem. You're gonna see this on a test tomorrow, guaranteed. That's why I'm going through this with you. You can't use these two formulas unless you know what? You can't plug into it yet unless you know what? Come on, it's right up here. What do you have to find? Andrew, you with me? What do you have to find? Fellas, you gotta wake up here, man. What do you have to find? I can't plug into these until I find Adam. Sine and cosine. I'm going to get sine of x and cosine of x. Now, you understand. By knowing those, you can find any trig function you want, right? So, isn't sine y over r? Isn't cosine x over r? So, somebody, what's the sine of x? Plug them in. Howard?
-5 over square root of 34. So that you have to get.
Okay, hold that thought. What's the cosine of x? What's the cosine of x? Just plug it into the definitions. Joe?
-3 over 34.
Radical 34.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's -5 radical 34 over 34. That's -3 radical 34 over 34. Here, let me just write that. Here's that one. And here's this one. So what's the only thing left to do now to answer the two things? That's all your work. Plug them in, right? 2 times, now do you remember what I showed you yesterday? I'm giving you the best way to do the problem. It's going to be 2 times that times that. Again, wouldn't it be better just to use those two forms? Somebody tell me why. It's easier for you. Tell me why it would be better when I plug in that and that. It would be better to use the two circled forms rather than those forms. Why would it be easier for you? This is what you want to do in a test. It'd be the easiest way to do a problem like this. And you guys aren't remembering anything I just did yesterday. Why would it be easier to put those two circled forms here and here? Why would it be easier for you to get the answer? Wow. Sine of x, -5 over radical 34 times cosine of x, -3 over radical 34. Why would it be easier to get the answer to that using those two forms now that you see it there?
Because you're just going to end up multiplying.
Because when you multiply, the bottom's just going to be a 34, right? Wouldn't that be easier than using the other forms there? See, this is over 1. So a negative times a negative is a positive, so what's this? 2 times 5 is 10, times 3 is 30. So isn't this 30 over 34? And you just reduce. Now, who has a question here? I guarantee one of the problems in test tomorrow is going to be like that. And then here, 2 times cosine squared. Here, somebody square that. Square that, cosine squared. Square that. Plug it in right there. Square it. Punt.
9 over 34.
9/34 minus 1. Multiply first. 18/34 minus 1. 18/34, that reduces to what? 9/17? And then you just get your common denominator. So what would that be? It's 9/17 minus 17/17, so what is that? Noah?
-8/17.